Awesome. So go ahead and call this meeting back to order at 10:32. Kevin, can I get a roll call, please?
Yeah, give me one moment.
Okay.
All right, our chair, Mark Shepard.
Present.
I myself, Vice President Kevin Hill is present. Senate Representative.
It's not present.
Senate Representative is not present. All right, and then clubs present. Sociology Club. Not present. Engineering Club.
Present.
Engineering Club is present. Pride and STEM. Pride and STEM is not present. Are there any other clubs that are present that I did not call? All righty. Chair, we have 2 out of 3 executive officers present.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So we'll go ahead and move on to adoption of the agenda. The agenda was posted up on Instagram. Hopefully everybody had a chance to look at it. If I'm not mistaken, I think it is posted on Discord. I need to verify that just to make sure. If there's no objections, we'll go ahead and adopt the agenda. Hearing and seeing the agenda has been adopted, go ahead and move on to approval of the minutes for November 2nd. Kevin, did you get a chance to send those out or put those in the chat?
So the meeting got canceled, so there's no minutes for a
that's right.
canceled meeting.
All right, so we don't have any minutes to approve, correct?
Correct.
Awesome. So we'll go ahead and move on to chair's message. Hello, everybody. I have been absent for a while, but I'm back. I came up under COVID-19, so I was kind of sick for a little while, but I'm here. I know we are, week 8-ish, something like that, I think. I lost track. So I don't have too much on the chair's message. We'll go ahead and move on to advisor's message. Brett, take it away.
All right, y'all. Aloha. Happy Tuesday. Good morning. Mark, I think it's week 11 or week 12. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, week 12. It's flying. So I'll start off with Thursday's Veterans Day. So don't come to class, don't come to school, don't you work on campus, don't come to work. And happy Veterans Day. Thank a vet if you know any. Just a few things. Let's see. So we are chartering a returning club today, so that's exciting. We'll get into that here in a few. And I think I've talked about this, but I'm in too many Zoom meetings. I can't keep them all straight anymore. The plan for spring semester for on-ground classes is 30% to be on ground. So that will also depend on how many students actually sign up for those on-ground classes, but that's the plan. How that affects CAEB, obviously, is if we want to do on-ground events, as there will be more students hopefully on campus. The other tricky part is the student center is probably not going to be open right when school starts in January. Still working on ID cards. The goal is to have ID cards back, but chilling in the student center with food like we used to do, probably not going to be ready to go January 17th or whenever that first day of the semester is. So more to come on that. The other thing especially for the executive members, just keep in mind, and for the clubs as well, 5 units, excuse me, 6 is for working. 5 units at ARC, 2.0 cumulative GPA. So I will have to check that after this semester, sometime December, early January. So if you do need to drop a class or whatever, please let me know. For the clubs, the officers, it's the same thing, 5 units at ARC, 2.0 cumulative GPA. So I know kind of now, especially where you could take a class here and a class of consumeness because you're at home. Unfortunately, there's no bending the 5 units at ARC rule, even though you'll have maybe 5 in Los Rios. I've tried. So just keep that in mind. Just communicate to me or to your club advisor, if things might change for spring. So other than that, the last thing I'll say is I think everyone I know that works at Los Rios is on a hiring committee right now. It is go time to try to fill positions that we've been desperately needing. Faculty retiring, interim positions that have now been permanent. So now we're backfilling those positions that people got promoted to. So I tell you this only because ASB does appoint students to faculty positions. So that's something you're interested in. But also go easy on your faculty and your staff because they are on Zoom all the time interviewing people right now. So if you don't hear back from someone for a day or two, just know they'll get to you. A lot of folks are busy and zoomed out. So that's all I have. So thank you, and I'll turn it back to the Prez. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Brett. So we'll go ahead and move on. Let the record show that Sociology Club showed up at 10:38. We'll go ahead and move on to public comment. This time is reserved for members of the public to address the clubs and events board on issues not already appearing on the agenda. A limit of 2 minutes per speaker shall be observed with a maximum of 4 minutes per topic. No discussion is allotted on public comment. The law does not permit any action to be taken nor extended discussion of any items not on the agenda. The ASB clubs and events board may briefly respond to statements made for questions posed. However, for further information, please contact ASBK president for the item of discussion to be placed on the future agenda. Do we have any public comment at this time? Okay, hearing none, seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on to appointments and swearing in. We do have one appointment, and that will be the Director of Finance, Jason Cole, who is on the call right now. So we need to do a roll call vote, or let Jason introduce himself and then do a roll call vote. Correct, Brett? Awesome. Jason, if you'd like to go ahead and just address the board and kind of introduce yourself and let everybody know why you are interested in the Director of Finance position and kind of tell everybody about yourself.
Gotcha. My name is Jason Cole. I'm a computer science major, and I'm interested in student government, or like CAEB, as I was in student government in high school, and I thought it was like fun to do, and so I just wanted to try it out again.
Awesome. Is there any questions at this time?
I have one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kevin.
So Jason, why specifically the role of Director of Finance?
My brother was the director of finance for CAEB in like 2019, and so he told me a lot about it, and I assume that if I like ever need any help, I can ask him about it.
Awesome. Any other questions for Jason? None? Okay, awesome. Kevin, can we go ahead and get a roll call vote to appoint Jason as Director of Finance?
All right. So because roll call votes are limited to executive officers only, I have the only vote pretty much. So I vote yes. So one out of one votes for yes.
I think I can vote.
Brett,
Brett,
It's
Hello?
only the executive board members.
because if it wasn't, then that means clubs count towards quorum, which means we never meet quorum.
Mhm.
I'm a Folsom Lake
Oh.
College.
Wow, I never heard that before. Okay.
Okay.
Clubs vote on any bill or resolution, but to appoint, it's the executive board.
Awesome. So a unanimous vote of yes. We'll go ahead and officially appoint Jason Cole as Director of Finance.
All right, thank you very
You're
much.
now officially the Director of Finance. Brett myself will probably set up a meeting and have you kind of go over everything, what that entails. I know we did briefly have a discussion of what it was.
Yeah.
But we'll go over the official roles and responsibilities and such. So as an executive member of the board, you do have a voting power for the executive members. And we'll need you to, if you make sure you're here for the meetings, so that way we can hold quorum and make sure we meet quorum, excuse me. So awesome. Now we need to do a swearing in. Give me 1 second, unless Brett, you are the fastest at going boom. Here it is.
You got it?
I'm looking for it right now, unless you find it. See who finds it first.
You can always do the swearing in next week. That's kind of ceremonial more than anything. Jason's been appointed.
All right, awesome. So Jason, we will do the swearing in next week. So that way it's just a little statement that you have to read, just saying that you uphold the laws, the bylaws, and constitution of Bubsy Event Sports. So we'll go ahead and postpone that to next week and have you do the swearing in officially. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. So we'll go ahead and move on to next item of the agenda, which is unfinished business. Item 10.1. This time shall be reserved to discuss and potentially take action on creating the event called Warming Your Winters. Do I hear any motion? Does someone entertain a motion to discuss this?
ASC Engineering entertain the motion to discuss the topic.
Which is?
I'll demonstrate. I got it. I move to discuss potentially action on item 10.1 of the agenda.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Awesome. So the motion has been moved and seconded. Kevin, go ahead and take it away, since you are the one that made the motion, unless you pass it on.
All right, we've kind of discussed this for the past 2 meetings that we've had, but Warming Your Winter is an event where we provide valuable gear to students, such as blankets, heating packs, Band-Aids, a lot of personal care equipment to help them stay safe during the winter months, because when injuries and sicknesses spike. So that's essentially what that event was. I have ideas on it, but I'll save that for in a moment. So
awesome. So as Kevin illustrated on what the event means, basically is correct. I know that for us to purchase the items, that we're going to have to create a committee and a bill, correct? Or can we just create a bill for it, Brett? Or do we need a committee as well?
Either or.
Okay, so we'll probably go ahead and just create a bill and briefly discuss. We can discuss it actually now. Maybe on some items of like what we would like to purchase to hand out for warming your winters and getting ready for the cold months, to kind of help students who need that little extra, little extra cheer in their life to warm them, some hand warmers while they're on campus and such. So does anybody have any ideas of what they would think our fellow constituents would like?
Here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just suggested that in interest of time that we could add some things, but we could copy whatever we bought last time, which was I think gloves, hats, scarves, a bag or something, and they were have the ARC logo put on them. And I don't know if we wanted to add the flash drives, if they're still a thing, to put the calendar for ASB on it.
Yeah, that could be a possibility. We can add those. And the flash drives. If we do the
You
flash
mentioned
drive,
hand warmers.
yeah, if we do the flash drives, that means that somebody would have to get them and then upload the calendar onto them. I don't think you can purchase a flash drive with anything on it. I can verify to make sure, just kind
Yeah.
of see.
I think, does Brett have experience with that from last time?
With the flash drives.
I think so. I mean, I know how to place that order. So can I, Chair, sorry, can I,
Yeah,
some things to think about.
please.
I started putting it in the chat, but supply chain issues might delay some of the things that the board might want to order. I know for the football team had a fundraiser and I ordered a polo shirt and a pair of sweats in August and I just got them last week. So,
Oh, wow.
and it's not the football team, it's just the, the supply chain and vendors and everything. So that might be something that we'll have to figure out, is what a realistic timeline is, because you don't want to put something in December and then we don't have any things, right? So that, and then the other thing to think about is how you can do it on campus where people could come and get the stuff. It'd probably have to be outside. The ranch house has like a pickup drop-off spot, but they probably don't want to be in charge of that because they have other stuff they need to do. So it might be this board or volunteers. There's a lot of logistics to figure out is what I'm trying to get at. So those are just other things to think about as you all plan.
Okay. Awesome. So I can do some research and try to find out logistics wise about setting up a table maybe outside, and kind of post it up on IG, Discord, maybe see if we can get some PR from the campus. I'm sorry. Okay, so I can reach out to the PR public relations officer on campus, see if possibly once we finalize and we have the merch, then we can see if we can communicate with them on just kind of giving a little shout out and letting them know that, hey, on such and such date, we're gonna have a pickup, and I like the idea of putting everything into one little drawstring type bag. We have probably have plenty of drawstring bags. Brett, if I'm not mistaken, I think we still have some in the office over there. Yeah. So we can use those, fill them, use those to give out, so we can kind of, utilize that merch as well. I know I do have some other merch in the office that we can probably give out, some buttons, stickers and such. So we'll definitely.
Sure.
Yes, go ahead.
So it sounds as if it took about 4 months for Brett's items to arrive. I can't do anything about supply chain, but I think it's Valerie Langer, who's head of at least the food distribution at the portables there. And she seemed to be open to having us do it Adger. Yeah, to do it there. I don't know whether it was with her personnel, but I'm willing to help distribute. So if it took us 4 months, it would be like what, February or something. So that would be just in time for the beginning of spring semester.
Awesome. Yes, I'm very, very
Possibly.
much in contact with Valerie. I can speak to her. I have a meeting with her actually on Friday, so I can
Cool.
kind of mention it. We also have at our disposal, we can possibly use the student design team to help hand out, some merch and stuff like that. Give me 1 second.
Oh, we have a social club member on that. I think his name is Ryle, Ryal.
Sorry
The
about that.
sociology club.
Yes. All right. Cool. Duly noted. Okay. So I'll mention it there. Awesome.
Last name is Strom, Strom.
Strom. Okay. Stro. Okay. Awesome. Any other ideas or anything like that with warming your winter?
Sorry.
Well, last time when we gave it out, we gave
Laurie, hold on 1 second. Go ahead, Brett.
oh, sorry.
I was going to say the only other option, you might have better luck with like a local vendor. You know, in the past we've used those kind of national ones because they can mass produce stuff. But maybe if you go with the local one, it might speed up the timeline a little bit, but they still might be affected because, you know, if you order 500 hand warmers, right, they might not be able to get them till January. So it could be another option to speed up the timeline, but warming or winter could turn into a welcome back, kind of both 2 for 1.
Right.
So Lori brought up a good point. So that's something to think about too.
Okay, go ahead, Lori. Awesome.
Oh, I was just gonna say, last time we gave out, I don't know, what was it, hot chocolate and donuts or something?
Right. I think that would also have to probably come through a local vendor, one that's already approved to be on campus.
Oh, yeah, I think we used Aramark before, yeah, RIP, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. So since we no longer have Aramark, I can find out who, maybe get a list of the approved vendors that we already have. And
What about Oak Cafe?
I can reach out to them. I know they're kind of booked, you know, with, you got to kind of reserve them way out to get even to utilize something like that. So I'll, excuse me. So I'll reach out to Oak Cafe and see what we can find out from them. All righty. Anybody else have any suggestions, or you need to have a date set before we reach out to Oak Cafe? Correct. Okay, Brett. Anybody have any other comments or anything for item 10.1?
So is somebody gonna write a bill? Or do we don't know what we're writing it for yet? Or just in general a bill for the money?
Yes. If somebody wants to write a bill and then get it submitted and then we can
I can do
discuss next meeting. Go ahead. I think Kevin.
I can do it.
Okay, Kevin will go ahead and create the bill, and we'll go ahead and get it posted on next week's agenda, so that way we can kind of get it going. If that's
How much do you want for it?
I'll get back to you on that. I'll look. I have a copy of the old bill from Warming Your Winter event from last time we did it. So
It was 6,000 last time.
I think it was roughly between 1,500 to $2,000. Brett,
Oh, it was way more than that.
four grand. So yeah, so $4,000 sounds reasonable with the amount that we're gonna try to grab. So Brett, do you know if that's something that we'll have to go ahead and run over to ASB, or CAEB should be able to cover it? Yeah.
I would say go to Senate because they have advocacy funds, and that's a lot of money we could use that they have that they don't already use.
All right, so I'll reach out to Stacy and see if we can get put on the agenda to discuss it.
Yeah, there's
I know we're not
no meeting this Friday.
Hold on, please. So I know we don't have a meeting this Friday, and then the 2, we'll go ahead and I'll speak out to Stacy and put it on for next week, just because of the timeline. So I will go ahead and reach out to her today after this meeting and ask her if she can place it on the agenda. I know we're going to have a meeting next week. Brett, are we having a meeting next week? Or is there a meeting that we're going to cancel? There's one meeting that
We can still on the calendar.
It's still on the calendar. Okay.
The one to think about that might be tricky for me is the following week, the 20th, whatever that is.
23rd.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We can
Okay.
talk
So
about next week.
yeah, so we definitely have that. So I'll go ahead and, like I said, I'll reach out to Stacy and get it placed on the next agenda or the next meeting. So $4,000 bill, send over to ASB and go from there. All right, awesome. Anything else for item 10.1? Nope. Hearing none, seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on to unfinished business, item 10.2. Do I hear a motion?
I move to discuss item 10.2.
Awesome. Second.
I second.
Awesome. It's been moved and seconded Lori, you want to go ahead and kick off for the spring semester planning since you made the motion?
So I can't see the agenda, but
It's just spring semester planning, just kind of basically running in. They're all kind of correlating and tying in together. Did anybody have any ideas or suggestions about what we can do for spring coming up to increase the involvement? With
I
the
have a
student.
question. I think it's more live. Is that true?
Say it again.
I think spring semester is more live in person.
Correct. So did anybody come up any ideas of like what we could possibly do on
We've had club days before with both like a DJ and live music from the ARC band. That would be a nice energizer if we. And then there's always, of course, Becky Beaver. Heaven knows how to dance to that.
Okay, so yeah, that'll be so club day, kind of like a live DJ set, and then the ARC band could be a possible thing. Have them do a show, reach out to them. Maybe even like introduce the ARC football team or maybe some of the sports teams that are on campus. Just so everybody could kind of see, what events or what clubs or organizations that we have on campus.
So Mark, the thing about football is that football is off season in the spring semester.
Oh, that's good to know.
Well,
they're
baseball, right?
They're a fall sport.
Yeah, they got baseball. Any other one like soccer or?
Well, don't forget the women's teams too.
Correct. Of course.
Volleyball, I think. Track.
So I will just reach out to Brett. Who do you think we should reach out to the dean of sport or sports chair, like the director of sports or?
Yeah, they have an interim dean right now who's been there for like a year. They used to do their own kind of rally, if you want to call it. It was primarily just for student athletes, but anyone could go. But the STA for the Dusty Baker Center also got promoted. So I don't know what, if anything, they had in mind.
Okay.
I can reach out to them.
You want to reach out to them and maybe possibly CC me just so we can get a response back and see what they say?
Sure.
Awesome, Brett. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. I understand. I know that they normally have like a little rally thing and stuff like that, but I wonder if we can kind of like, I guess you would say, piggyback on it and kind of like, just help them out if they need help with some promo on it or, even financial if needed, that we can kind of create some stuff. So I'm kind of cool with that.
Chair.
Yes, go ahead.
Sorry. Food always helps, so I don't know how we could do that. Get pizza from somewhere.
Yeah, and we can also promote the active clubs. Maybe reach out to all the other clubs and kind of invite them out to make it like one big rally. And we can just kind of help financially and with maybe some merch. We have some merch left over, or even the sports teams, if they have merch, it might be a good opportunity for them to host a fundraiser or such to help with their merchandise.
What about departments?
I think we're gonna probably just focus mainly on clubs and the sports thing right now, and then maybe we can host another event with departments, so that way it doesn't get to become too much, with the clubs and the departments and the sports. I think it'll probably just be more problematic than just trying to break them down. Also, if we break it down, that kind of gives us another opportunity to host another event. But I'm all for sharing the departments and advertising for the departments and letting everybody know what there is.
Chair.
Yes.
So this is for like the entire, I guess like the entire spring semester, right?
Correct.
So I think that we should maybe do maybe like a high school welcome night because a lot of our students will be coming in from high schools, and our main draw ARC is our student life, because out of all the 4 schools that are there, ours is probably the most present, maybe second to Saxony. But we have a strong student life. We should advertise our student life. It could help fill positions for each board the next following year. Because if you pull those like people like Jason, who were just coming out of high school student government, if you get them attracted to student government while they're on a visit, like a high school visit, they're more likely to join it. Means you have a better job filling the board the next semester. But just an idea, you know.
Oh,
Just throwing it out there.
that's a really good idea. I appreciate it. Yeah. I like that.
Can I add to that real quick?
Yeah, please.
So we just hired 2 outreach specialists. They're in the same department as me. That's how I know this. So that might be something we could partner with them on. I think one started last week and one officially starts this next Monday. So I probably need to give them a little bit of time to get situated and stuff. But I know I'm going to reach out to them about tours for actually current students that have never been on ground before. They could have been ARC students for a year and have never been here. So that could be a project to work with them on.
Totally noted. Thank you very much. Any other discussions on item 10.2? Hearing none, seeing none, we'll go ahead and excuse me, we'll move on to item 10.3. Update on point incentive and digital grant form. Do I hear a motion?
I move to discuss 10.3.
A second.
Oh, I second.
Okay, the motion's been moved by Laurie and seconded by Kevin. Laurie, take it away.
Again, I can't see the, sorry, the
It is just
addenda.
update on the point incentives and digital grant form. Actually, this will probably go over to Brett.
Brett, yeah.
Brett, any updates on that? I know that you sent it out, and I think in a doc or PDF, or can you update me?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the doc to put in here in the chat. I'm just going to be honest. I have not had time to convert this into a Google form.
Okay.
But what I would say is for any club that wants to do it, I mean, because this form I'm going to put in the chat right here. Someone could just download that, fill it in, send it back. I'll send it to all the clubs in the short term, and then I will eventually get to converting this. I just need a little more time.
Awesome. I'll look into it, Brett, just myself, just to let you know, and try to see about converting it over to a Google thing. Yeah, and try to help out and see if we can get it. Go ahead, Laurie.
I did receive both of them from Brett in an email, and I forwarded them to our club advisors. And Dr. Saka said he was going to fill out the grant request, and they just sent out a survey asking how many people want to go to our conference. And so we have a meeting today at 12:30. So hopefully they'll be able to fill that out.
Awesome. And just make sure that they send it back to either myself or the ASB ARC Gmail. I think there is an email address located on that form to make sure that it gets.
Yeah, they have yours and Brett's, so hopefully that's good.
Okay, either one, and then we'll make sure that it gets to the proper person, and then make sure that it gets taken care of. As far as the incentive points, I know that we had a chart that we were going to that we used last on the last board. I know we're going to probably keep that same chart. Kevin made the chart, so I know that it was a good chart. Everything looked good as far as, you know, properly allocating points to the clubs, and what points should be allocated and how much. Brett, update on point distribution or money distribution to the clubs? Has that been finalized, taken care of? What's the process on that?
I gotta go back to my emails. I can tell you through October on it, there's been no progress on that. I think everyone was so obsessed with the mandate that kind of everything kind of screeched to a halt. So I'll check up on that. Let me write that down.
Awesome. I know that we were
Can
in
I add one thing?
discussion. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Travel, because Social Club brought it up. That is still a very touch and go subject on what will be approved. So that is out of my purview, right? We could do the paperwork for any club. I know one club was actively trying to go and it was turned down because where they were going was not approved by the state of California to go to. It was in Florida. So every conference or travel request is going to be different. So if you hear of one club or one program going somewhere, doesn't mean everyone gets to go. It depends on the scenario, the situation. So that's the other thing on my to-do list, to send it to the advisors, kind of the latest language I got on that. But just an FYI on that.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Any other discussions on item 10.3? Okay, hearing none, seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda. New business 11.1. Charter the CUSA Club, which is Coalition for Undocumented Students and Allies. This time shall be reserved to discuss and potentially take action on chartering a club named CUSA, Coalition for Undocumented Students and Allies. Do I hear a motion?
I move to charter the club for undocumented and allies.
Second?
I second that motion.
Awesome. It's been moved by Laurie and seconded by Kevin to charter the Coalition for Undocumented Students and Allies. We need to do a roll call to charter a club, or just, nope, I didn't think so. So the club has officially been chartered and recognized on the meeting, so to be reflected into the minutes. So the club CUSA, Coalition for Undocumented Students and Allies, is now officially a club and is officially chartered. Awesome. And we'll go ahead and move, since that's all the new business we had, we'll go ahead and move on to committee reports. This time is reserved for committee chairs to provide the board with a brief report of the current standing of active committees. Do we have any? I know we had a committee, but is there any updates, reports, or anything?
None for me.
Awesome. No reports at this time on that one. Go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda is board member reports or announcements.
Oh, no, sorry, I lied. I'm a very bad liar. Sorry about that.
Go ahead,
I realized. So for the welcome back event, it's being more. It's looking more like it should be a spring semester intro event. And then I was thinking about working that into warming your winter somehow, towards like a welcome back kind of like blast event. Because realistically, us getting an event done this semester was a very lofty goal, and with how meetings have gone this semester, it's been less and less possible to do so. And I'd rather not put on a half thrown on event and just put on a bigger, better event the next semester. So I'll work with you and Brett about that thought process. But yeah, that's my update for welcome back event.
Okay, so basically we'll just go ahead and push this committee and the events that were discussed, basically following it into spring, is to my understanding correct?
Pretty much, yeah.
Awesome. Sounds like a smart thing to do, to be honest. I think everything will correlate and tie in together if we do it that way. So yeah, awesome. All right, so we'll go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda, which is board member reports and announcements. This time is reserved for board members to inform the board about relevant campus-wide events and to report any pertaining committee progress and / activities. A time of 3 minutes per report shall be observed. Just to kind of let anybody new know, like Jason or anybody else. This time right here is basically for any of the board members on this call, or to kind of let the board know about any announcements your club might be doing. This also goes for all the other clubs, engineering, sociology club. Just kind of let us know what events are coming up. If you aced a test or whatever, this is your opportunity to have the floor, and just kind of let us know what's going on. So at this time, do we have any board member reports or announcements?
Here.
Go ahead.
For Social Club and Progressive Gems, I forwarded the flyers for our next 3 meetings, the speakers. Today is on intersex. They got a professor who is intersex, and she teaches, I think, Arizona or someplace. And she'll be there from 1 to 1:30. The meeting starts at 12:30, and the Zoom is on the flyers. And then next week is trans youth education, and in 2 weeks it's on Native genocide. And we're working on our research project for the conference. The conference is, I think, April 7th. It's in Sacramento, and the topic they've chosen is Hawaiian Native education in how it's taught in textbooks. I think they're getting Hawaiian textbooks. I'm not sure.
Can I go? That sounds awesome, but I'm a nerd like that.
Thank you.
Oh, you are muted.
Any other board member reports or announcements at this time?
Yes. So for engineering club, upcoming, we are taking part in the solar regatta from SMUT. So their initial meeting with SMUT will be on the November 18th. That's when we will hopefully get the solar panel and then hear more information regarding the specific requirement and detail of the competitions. So after that, then we will plan for more specific meeting for that project, and we'll let you guys know. Today's ship of officer and engineering officer are not here because they are preparing to fly out for the engineering conference. I don't have the detail on that, but they will keep us update on our Instagram page, so more of that will come soon enough.
Awesome. Any other board member reports and or announcements?
I just wanted to make a comment to engineering club and
Mhm.
Chip. I saw maybe you guys know all this, but I saw what I thought was a pretty cool movie, which was called The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. It was about an African boy who, almost without education, built his community a windmill to provide power, and so it gave them water. They were having they either got droughts or floods, and that way they could have a more sustainable source of water. And it was just I thought really inspiring.
Thank
and
you.
it's
I'll
on
make note
Netflix.
of that. Oh, perfect.
Awesome. Any other board member reports and or announcements at this time? Okay, hearing none, seeing none. We'll go ahead and move on to public comment. This time is reserved for members of the public to address the clubs and events board on issues not already appearing on the agenda. A limit of 2 minutes per speaker shall be observed, with a maximum of 4 minutes per topic. No discussion is allotted on public comment. The law does not permit any action to be taken, nor extended discussion of any items on the agenda. The ASB clubs and events board may briefly respond to statements made for questions posed. However, for further information, please contact ASBK president for the item of discussion to be placed on a future agenda. Do we have any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, we'll move on to everybody's favorite part of a meeting, adjournment. If there are no objections, we'll go ahead and adjourn this meeting. Okay, hearing none, seeing none, this meeting is adjourned at 11:17.
Mark, I just have a question.
1 second.